thought you said Penn State was in a play-in. You mean they're already locked in?
They would play Rutgers. No. Hang on. Calm it
Both
down.
of them are in the Big
Jeez.
Ten. How are they in the...
Penn State would play... No, wait. Penn State would play Rutgers in the play-in. The winner would
You're
play
kidding
Mizzou.
me. The play-in game
today
would be two
I'm
teams
not.
from the big loser 10 basketball league? Oh, my gosh. Somebody, for the love. How can you let that happen?
I'm gambling again.
On this episode of Bustin' Chops and Callin' Shots, we give you a little NBA news. We talk about the Lakers and LeBron James going to reevaluate him in 3 weeks. We talk a little bit about Ja Morant and his suspension for 2 games. We talk some NCAA basketball. Texas Tech has suspended their head coach, and we give you a full bracket breakdown. Talk a little MLB news, some more stuff about the pitch clock. We talk a little UFC. Jon Jones gets the heavyweight title on Saturday night, and Alex Grasso upsets Valentina Shevchenko to get the flyweight title. Give you a little F1 news. Max Verstappen gets into victory lane in the first F1 race in Bahrain. And the American Logan Sargent puts on a nice performance in his debut. Give you NFL news, talk a little bit about Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield possibly to the 49ers, and John gives you some tips in his betting corner.
You're listening to Bustin' Chops and Callin' Shots.
You say anything about gambling? It's not gambling when you know you're going to win.
I don't bet.
What do you mean you don't bet?
I mean, I don't bet.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Back for another one tonight. John Boy, how's your weekend going? I know you're watching intently some basketball
it's
games.
Chattanooga Wofford. Jeez, Wofford had the lead at half. I mean, I'm telling you, man, these games are crazy. I watched that Tennessee Tech Southeast Missouri State game last night. Did you see that shot that kid hit to send it to overtime? Oh, a horrible shot. I mean, desperation.
Missed that
but
one.
hey, that's March Madness. So we were 11-12 going into today. Not great. But look, if you told me a bad week's 1 loss under 500, and I'll really eat it. It's probably about 3 with juice, right? Because we had that North Carolina, boy, your Tar Heels, unbelievable. As a Duke fan, I am a diehard Duke. Hold on.
At the end of that game.
I'm a diehard Duke fan, and I stepped as low as to give out North Carolina on the money line. That team, they're as fraudulent as Kyrie Irving, for God's sakes. Jesus.
Yeah, and at the end of the game, too, they're down 3. The kid has a wide open 3-point shot. I mean, you cannot get any more wide open. And he passes the ball. Takes 2 dribbles, passes the ball instead of taking the shot. I mean,
I have no idea how that team.
Open. You could have hit it from there.
Play in the national championship game last year? I mean, how?
No idea, but they have fallen hard.
I need a turnover and bang in a 3, and then just trade bucket for free throws. We're down. You daggone right you did, Coach. I mean, North Carolina. I mean, this might be the biggest debacle I've ever seen in college basketball. Like where a team was just loaded, was supposed to, and they got to win the ACC tournament to get in. That's crazy.
That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Yeah, my wife was laughing at me because I was yelling at the TV. Like, how do you not shoot from there? I mean, he was wide open. Wide open. How do you not take that shot?
These zero sugar York
mind.
peppermint patties are the bomb.
I mean, there's got to be some snack company out there that wants to sponsor us with as much snacking as John does on this show. Like, got to be somebody.
$8 eggs. I need somebody to cover my candy.
He will promote whatever snack you got.
Not any. I don't like milk duds.
How's your weekend been, though? Good? Other than crazy basketball? We know it's crazy.
Crazy basketball. What else got going on? Softball's going good. Doing the raffle tickets for the girls for their travel stuff. Got you guys flying in. The next 3 weeks are like, whoa, busy. We got these appearances. I got you flying in, the boys flying in, get y'all back to the airport. Then I got to catch a flight to Vegas to be on the Kenny Thompson show. That was like the worst thing ever. Golly, we're not going to cover Wofford. At this point, I'm just hoping I had a teaser 11.5. I need one of these free throws to get missed. So, and then I'm in Vegas, got the Kenny Thompson show. I got the contest, all business, no fun out there in Vida Vegas. Be staying at the Green Valley Ranch.
You got to
No,
have a
I'm
little
locked
bit of fun.
in.
Come on.
I'm locked in. Whatever I take out there,
All right.
I want to come back 20 times more outside of the contest. So
Lord.
in relation,
good luck.
just to give you all the simple math on that, if I was to take $1,000 with me out there, I want to come back with 20, just off college hoops, NBA, and NHL. So
Yeah.
Daddy's got some work to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need
good
somebody
luck,
to
man.
open
I hope you
this.
do well.
I need.
I'm excited.
Sorry, somebody needs to open the roof in this Wofford game so the wind gusts in and blows this last free throw out of there.
That's not going to happen. I'm excited, though. Show coming up this weekend. Looking forward to it. First one that we're going to have.
Hollywood
so
Casino, live
should be
from
a
the
good time.
Barstool Sportsbook there in Charlestown, West Virginia. So,
Yep,
anybody that lives,
absolutely.
yeah,
Right,
man, it should be a
good
blast.
time.
Well, you get to see me. I mean, how can life not get any better?
I know. That's
So.
the highlight of the trip, isn't it?
For all of you that are close to the Charleston, get down, get in there. Oh, Brick City. That was horrible. I just lost a lot of money. Anyway, the Lord giveth, Lord taketh away.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
On to the
you're
next one.
close to Ransom though, they have the Madness Watch Party at the Barstool Sportsbook, March 16th through the 19th, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Reserve your table now. Several packages available at www.hollywoodcasinocharlestown.com to reserve your spot. So
Very nice.
I reserved me a little spot at the circle.
I haven't been there since they redid it, but I heard it's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I kind of like the old part of it because
Yeah.
they had, I'm a big kind of leather chair kind of guy. You know what I mean? But, hey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the SoCon Championship chop,
Yeah.
tomorrow
You like
night,
that?
you're going to have the 1 seed Furman against the 7 seed Chattanooga.
All right. What do you say we jump into a little NBA news to kick this one
I
off?
thought
Lakers
you never asked.
with LeBron looks like they're going to reevaluate him for that tendon in 3 weeks. I mean, man, if he's not ready to go in 3 weeks, if it's going to take longer, I mean, they're already in trouble.
they're
as it
good.
is. So we talked about this a little bit the last
they're
episode.
good if Anthony Davis does what he did tonight. Led him against the Warriors, 39 points. They beat the Warriors at home as +5 dogs. Should have gave it out. I knew they were going to play well. If Anthony Davis can stay out, look, they got a good roster around. Now, I know Russell's out, LeBron's out, but they got a good roster around them. So, I mean,
as long as Anthony Davis is out there.
as long
If he's
as
not,
Anthony
they're
Davis
in
is
big
out there.
trouble.
So, but he was out there today balling, man. Just balling.
Yeah, I saw Steph was back in that game too, had 27 points. Curry looked good, but they dropped that one. But yeah, if Anthony Davis can stay healthy, the problem is if he played tonight, he may not play.
Dear
tonight.
God, I got to tell you, I didn't realize the University of
have to wait
Chattanooga
and
has
see.
a lot of talent on that cheerleading team. A lot of talent.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I came across my
On
screen.
to the
I
next
didn't go
one.
Googling for them.
Yeah. I'm sure they did. So tonight we got Kevin Durant versus Kyrie Irving in the first matchup between those two. And hey, Durant's sons gets it done.
Well, are you surprised? I mean, are you surprised?
No. I'm not
I mean, because
surprised
on
at
the
all.
other side was
not surprised.
Kyrie the bum.
Yeah, I was going through and looking at stats. So Kyrie had 30,
Yeah, and he lost.
and then Durant had 37.
I mean,
so
the
what?
kid, this Davis kid, that if they put him in the CIT or the CBI just to break Maravich's record, he'll be the all-time scoring leader. What's the matter? Detroit Mercy has a losing record. Like, just because you can score doesn't mean a hill of beans. If everything in your path burns to the ground. And look, Kyrie Irving, everything he touches, burn, burn, baby, burn, burn, baby, burn. Hey, look, Kyrie
I mean, you're
walks
not
in
wrong.
for a
I
press
gotta
conference.
give it to you.
I think the reporter should stand up and say, the roof is on fire. But Durant, feel happy for him, man. I'm happy for Durant.
He's looked good in the games with the Suns so far. I mean, he can get it done. Great.
Look, their only
player.
problem is defensively. But look, if you're going to score 130, I mean, how much defense you got to play?
Yeah, that's also true. If you're going to score that,
and they
much,
got a really
it doesn't
good
matter.
rim protector. Ayton can protect. I mean, Suns, Warriors, Nuggets. It's going to be one of those three.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the Warriors can kind of get it jump started here. Curry back, like I said, had a good game tonight, 27 points. Let's see if they can kind of pick up some momentum here with him back and kind of get back on track. I mean, I think Golden State still has a ton of talent. I think they can make some noise, but they got to kind of kick it into gear here.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Again, I think when it's all said and done, the Warriors will be the one that represents the West. But it's not going to shock me if it's Denver or Phoenix.
Yeah.
But it would shock me if it isn't one of those three teams. That would shock me. Especially since, Ja's out there,
I think
toting AKs like he's, I mean, did you see that guy? Got the whole world by the tail and acting like an idiot.
So that was my next one. So obviously Morant had the video of him in the nightclub with a gun, suspended 2 games at least right now. Man, you just hate to see this. Like, just stay out of trouble. I don't know. How hard is it to just stay out of trouble?
Here's the problem. Is he comes from a great home, great background. Mm-hmm. It's not like the kid, I mean, I just want to say it's not cool to be from the trailer park or the projects. That's not cool. That doesn't make you hard. That doesn't make you tested. That doesn't make you a G. All right. So, and I think we need to understand, and I'll make a joke about old G or whatever, but all these people that want to be a G or want to be a gangster. So you want to be somebody that robs people, kills people, treats women badly, treats kids badly, sells drugs, has people murdered or has people, because that's the definition of a gangster, in case, nobody's ever read about like Al Capone and all that. That's what a gangster is. So how about you just use your platform and be like a LeBron, right? Like I said, there's a lot of things me and LeBron disagree about, but I can't disagree about how he's carried himself off the floor. All right. And he didn't come from the best of homes, right? He didn't have the perfect family at home, right? So you can do something with your life. And for Ja, it's just like, why, man? I mean, you're rolling. The Grizzlies are rolling. But it's funny, it's all falling apart now. Desmond Bain gets his 16th technical. He gets suspended. Brandon Clark breaks his fibula or whatever, or tore his Achilles. Steven Adams is banged up. I mean, the Grizzlies are done. And look, Ja, I think he's a phenomenal talent. I think he could be a great ambassador for the league. But, you kind of shot yourself when you're again, why act hard? I ain't scaring nobody out. Again, I guess I'm just old school, but Michael Jordan didn't have to go out there and tell people he was hard. He showed it. Kobe didn't have to go out there and tell people he was hard. He showed it. LeBron didn't have to go out there and act all hard. He just showed it, right? If you're great, let your play do the talking for you. Don't be showing a gun to a 16-year-old kid at your house. Don't be first of all, why are you in the club on a freaking Wednesday, Thursday night after, again, Kobe Bryant in the gym afterwards, you say, well, not everybody can be Kobe. You're right. So don't try to act great when you're not then. If you can't handle the pressure of being a face of the league, then don't go out there promoting yourself like you are. Don't be something that you're not. Look, sorry, last time I checked, I haven't seen LeBron get in trouble. Last time I checked, haven't seen Steph Curry get in trouble. Last time I checked, as I'm watching my boy Tatum here, he's got his son with him after the game. You think Tatum's going into clubs with guns and acting all cool, or you think he's going home with his son? right? So, like, again, I watched an interview with Allen Iverson years ago. He was talking about, man, how great he would have been if he had just had Kobe's mentality, because, Iverson, he wanted to go to the club after every game. People forget this. Carmelo and Anthony and LeBron James had the same talent. Carmelo Anthony was just as great a scorer as LeBron when LeBron came out of high school and Carmelo won the national championship with Syracuse. But what did Melo should have went down as one of the greats ever, because he had all the tools. But again, Melo wanted to hang out in the club. So it's just sad because he's a young kid and everybody is defending him, and I get it because he's young and he's likable. But I also wish they would just say on all the major networks, say, hey, he's a young kid. I get all that, but also say, stop acting like a daggone idiot. Find Jesus, would you?
Yeah. Don't put yourself in those types of situations. Like, just, I preach all the time. Don't put yourself in awful situations. And that's just, don't hinder yourself, right? By putting yourself in situations like that, going into the club with a gun. Like, no good is going to come of that. Even if you don't get caught on video, with it out, what good is going to come from that situation? You have to ask yourself that, and then not put yourself in a bad situation.
It's like the kid Miller, arguably number 1 pick there at Alabama. Why do you even have a gun at college? Why? I mean, because Alabama's a pretty pristine school. I'm sure if you went to the coaching staff, heck, I'm sure if you went and knocked on Nick Saban's door, who's the football coach, not even the basketball coach, I'm sure he could figure out a way to keep you safe and figure out everything and get it straight. Again, when you're at these major universities,
I don't have a.
When you're at these,
I don't have an issue.
Go ahead.
I don't have an issue with the gun ownership. I have an issue with putting.
I have an issue with the gun. Here's where I have an issue with the gun ownership. This is where we differ. Why do you need it at college? Why do you need it? It's going to do nothing but get you. You're around. Who are you around? A bunch of other college kids that know nothing about life. I mean, I know what I was at 19, 20, 21 years old. Not a very smart individual. Thank God I didn't have a gun in my hands. I don't have an issue with the ownership part there. Right? Like, nothing.
Yeah. But I don't have an issue with the legal ownership, even on a college. If it's legal, I have no problem.
I'm sorry. A college kid,
but carrying into a nightclub,
a college kid doesn't need it in his dorm. I'm sorry. I have no problem with gun ownership. I'm a big. Okay. We can differ. I'm just saying you don't need it because nothing good's going to happen. Nothing good's going to happen.
I get you. We just differ there. That's fine. I hope he's able to kind of get this figured out, get it taken care of. He is a great talent. Just made a mistake. But don't put yourself in those types of situations. Be smarter. Think about it.
In college, people ask
you do stuff like that.
Borrow your meal card or borrow a hoodie off of you. Hey, can I borrow your gun? I mean, yeah, man, just bring it back when you're done blowing people away. I mean,
that's obviously a completely different. That's a different conversation we won't get into here. Let's turn our attention to a little NCAA basketball. Obviously, the Texas Tech head coach being suspended for I think the quote was it racially insensitive comments. Looks like he was in a meeting, made a reference in a Bible verse talking about how Jesus said we all have bosses, we're all servants, and that was taken how it was taken, I guess. So he is suspended at this point. There's no time frame on how long he's going to be suspended. Obviously, he signed that big contract that carries him through the 26 and 27 season. Had some great, last year, Texas Tech looked really good. They struggled a little bit this year. It's just one of those situations where, things you say, I guess. I don't see an issue with the comments in the context that they were used at all, but it seems like everybody in the world now is so hypersensitive about everything that you can't say anything anymore without getting nabbed.
Here's what it is, because Coach Prime's going through this at Colorado. There's some atheist group. Yeah, everybody's on him because he's having the boys, say prayer, and he preaches God into everything. Here's my problem, and I don't want to get too off topic. And again, if you don't like the way I feel, you don't have to listen. I really don't care. But sorry, I love Jesus. I'm going to talk about him. So here's the deal.
Me too.
I just want to know when we lost freedom of speech. Because it's awful funny that, you know, you're supposed to stand up for what you believe in, but then we want to censor.
As long as everyone else
want to
agrees with
censor what you believe in. Okay. And it's funny because
Yeah.
it always goes back to somebody's feelings were hurt. I just want to tell you folks, look around your own family. You hurt people's feelings every day, and there's people that don't disagree with you. If we would just stop making such a big deal about everything and just let the maker take care of it when it's judgment day, the world would be a much better place. But we want to try to regulate and censor or ruin people's careers or whatever. I mean, look, I don't care what your religion, your belief, your sexual orientation, any of that is. I can be cool with you. I can not be cool with you. That's my choice. It's your choice to act like how you want to act. And so the fact that we want to try to censor, you know, and it's funny because all these other things we're supposed to be accepting of, but we're not supposed to be accepting of God. That's what I keep getting in all these things. So it's funny because the whole world seems to have forgotten when we were in prayer over Damar Hamlin, hoping he lived just a short time ago. So it's funny how now this Texas Tech coach or this, because here's the thing, now we got to get back to the narrative. So move on, because I'll go down a path that'll just really upset people and ruffle their girdle all in a bunch.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they don't like it, they don't have to listen.
Yeah, I'm not going to lose sleep.
Fine. I don't have an issue with that at all. I think it's unfortunate. I think he's a good coach. I think the context and what he said, I see no issue with it at all. But this day and age, it's going to offend someone, and then that someone is going to feel like they have to.
If it was that,
somebody, make them lose their job because it hurt their feelings.
Offensive, his coaching staff would have went on strike, and the players wouldn't have suited up,
or his players wouldn't play for him. Yeah, you know, people just need to toughen up. Like, if something hurts your feelings, move on, grow up, toughen up. It's life. There's going to be things that offend you and hurt your feelings. It doesn't mean you need to go on the warpath every time something like that happens. But that
not
seems
everybody
like
agrees with everybody. Not everybody disagrees with it. Like,
and that's fine.
I don't care what your religious belief, your sexual orientation, your political belief. I really don't care. You know, if we could just treat each other like people, and look, if somebody does something that really does offend you, you know, here's where we go. You need to tell people about your feelings. No, you just got to look at them and be like, man, I pray they get some help. If we just did that, or just walked up to somebody and say, hey, I just want you to know I'm going to be praying for you, and just walked away. If we could just get to that, we wouldn't have all this nonsense. But anyway, I digress. I need more cashews.
Probably true. All right, we will turn our attention. We're going to look at a little bracket projection. This was updated today, actually this morning. So kind of looking at the tournament bracket where it sits right now. We will start with the South. So the first four in the play-in for the South right now would be Southeast Missouri State versus FDU. The winner of that game would play number 1 Alabama.
Wait. Back up. Say it again. And I'm not listening because
God, we started and you don't listen to me from
we got
Jump
28 seconds. Northern Arizona
needs you to tighten it up.
Northern Arizona
show,
just
man.
buried a 3. They're only down 1 to Eastern Washington. 28 seconds left. So this is big time. We need this Eastern Washington because the Celtics are cruising. I can't be getting any more hate mail because I didn't finish up 10 units for a week. People act like I'm a machine.
Right. Well, let's focus on me for a little bit.
Shave your beard. I'll focus on you.
You being emotional about it's not going to change. That's not going to change the outcome. So focus. Lock it in. All right, first 4. We're going to start with the South. The play-in for the South would be Southeast Missouri State versus FDU. They would play Alabama.
I love FDU. What a mockery. Merrimack wins the conference, and they don't even get to this stupid rule about your first year you're not eligible for the tournament. Merrimack won the regular season and the tournament, and they don't get in because it's their first year in the conference because they just went up from That is the dumbest, just another NCAA blunder. They can't get they can't open a pack of crackers right. Ain't that right, crackers?
Yeah. All right, so the next one, number 8 Maryland versus number 9.
No, give me NC State.
Yeah, I like NC State in that spot. Your Duke Blue Devils at the number 5 right now against number 12.
Oh
Robert.
No, that's trash. That's trash. Because Duke shouldn't be a 5 seed first off. And how do you draw South Dakota or how do you draw Oral Roberts? I'd take the dog plus the points.
I don't make the rules. Do you have
I know.
Do you think Oral Roberts can get it
Oral
done
Roberts is a Sweet 16 team. Look, here's something. This is why I'm so successful in the tournament.
I mean, a lot can change. We still have a week left. So
this is why I'm so successful in the tournament.
Crazy.
I follow these small schools. While the rest of y'all waste your time on the Big Ten and on Big East and all that, I know more about these little schools than most.
Yeah, agreed. You do a good job. I'll give it to you. All right, number 4, Indiana versus 13, Iona.
Give me Iona. I'm probably going to get 8.5, 9 with Rick Pitino and Iona. Give them to me. Indiana's done, but they were life and death with a horrible Michigan team today.
Yeah. We'll look at the next one here. The South right now, as it sits, would have 2 play-ins. So Rutgers versus
neither
Penn
one of those
State,
teams should be in the
winner
tournament.
of that would play number 6.
The Big Ten has way too many. Penn State has no business being in an NCAA tournament. Listen,
I agree with you. I'm reading them off.
More smaller schools need to get it. I don't need the 9th best team in the Big Ten. I don't need the 7th best team in the Big East. They're not better than they're not better than these Charlestons or Oral Roberts or like Utah State. They're not better than these teams. They're not. I mean, can we stop it? Can we get like I don't want to see the whole Big Ten play the whole SEC. This isn't college football. It's college basketball. The parity it's not a big of a gap. Penn State. Oh my God. Yep, who would they play?
So the number 6
no,
Mizzou.
I thought you said Penn State was in a play-in. You mean they're already locked in?
They would play Rutgers. No. Hang on. Calm it
Both
down.
of them are in the Big Ten. How are they in the
Penn State would play? No, wait. Penn State would play Rutgers in the play-in. The winner would play
kidding
Mizzou.
Me. The play-in game
today
would be 2 teams from the Big Loser 10 basketball league. Oh my gosh! Somebody for the love. How can you let that happen?
Yeah. I don't make the rules.
Oh,
I just read the bracket.
Murder was just committed.
I agree. There's much better teams out there.
Look, the committee. Somebody get the committee on the phone.
People have an obsession with the Big Ten. We see this.
So pathetic.
We see it in college football too. It's not like it's just college basketball. We see it in football
in
too.
My mouth.
So they would play number 6 Mizzou. I like Mizzou in that game, no matter who the winner of Rutgers and Penn State is. I think Mizzou's a much better team. The next one here would be number 3 UConn versus 14 Hofstra.
Give me Hofstra plus the points. I'm probably going to get 10, 9. Man, 11 seconds left in this game. Eastern Washington's only up 1. Jeez. Oh. I mean, the stuff I go through to get a winner.
Focus. Let the game play out. It's all right. Number 7 Iowa would play number 10 Boise State.
I mean, which Iowa's going to show up?
Yeah, it's always kind of a flip of a coin in Iowa, isn't it? They're either shooting the lights out from 3-point or they're struggling to score 60. Just depends. And then you have number 2 Kansas State against 15 UNC Asheville.
K-State wins that.
And UNC Asheville will be in the tournament.
To take Asheville, I'd probably have to be getting 16.
Yeah. All right, we will turn our attention to the West. The play-in here would be Texas A&M Was that Texas A&M?
Texas A&M
CC?
Corpus Christi.
Okay. And then they would play Alcorn State as the play-in. The winner of that would play number 1 Purdue.
Nobody cares.
Focus.
Oh my gosh, Eastern Washington
Okay.
missed a free throw.
Next one.
They're only up 2.
I need
Northern
you to
Arizona
focus
bangs in
here.
a 3 at the buzzer.
Stop watching. Stop.
We lost.
Stop
81-80.
Just focus on this. Okay, that's fine. Focus here. Number 8 Iowa State versus number 9 Arkansas.
What? Say it again.
Focus. Number 8 Iowa State versus number 9 Arkansas.
I'll go Arkansas.
All right, and then we have number 5 Miami would play number 12 Sam Houston.
I like Miami there.
And then you have Xavier would play number 4 Xavier would play number 13 Louisiana, the Raging Cajun.
I would take Louisiana if I could get I'd have to be getting like 7.5. Yeah, if I was getting 7.5.
You seem so deflated now. All right, next one, number 6 Northwestern versus 11 Nevada.
What is it? Northwestern's playing
Number 6 Northwestern versus number 11 Nevada.
I like Nevada getting, if I can get over 4.5.
Okay. All right, number 3 Baylor versus number 14 Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State. Give me the points. Whatever points I can get with Kennesaw, give me the points.
Yep. All right, and then we have number 7 Creighton versus number 10 FAU.
FAU. I think Creighton's a fraud. I'm not on the Creighton bandwagon like everybody. FAU's good, man. They're like 25-3, 26-3, something like that. I mean, they're good. Yeah, I'm not on that.
They're very good.
I'm not on that bandwagon with everybody else.
All right, and then rounding out the West, we'd have number 2 UCLA playing number 15
UCLA.
Eastern
Well, not
Washington.
Eastern Washington. They're done. They just got knocked out in the first round on a buzzer beater by Northern Arizona. Montana State's coming out of that conference. Well, they're not beating UCLA. UCLA's a Final Four team.
All right, we will jump over to. We'll jump to the Midwest. You'd have number 1 Houston playing number 16 Youngstown State.
Oh, Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. And then number 8 Auburn versus number 9 Providence. Man, Providence has just looked.
I'd still
That
take
game against Seton Hall, they looked
I'd still
god-awful.
take Providence because I think Auburn's a fraud.
Yep. And then you have number 5 St. Mary's playing number 12 VCU.
That's a bad matchup for St. Mary's.
Scrappy.
St. Mary's likes getting a half court. That's a bad matchup for St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's is the better team, but that's a bad matchup.
Yep. Then you have number 4 Tennessee would play number 13 Toledo.
I'd take Toledo if I could get 6.
Yep. Tennessee wins, but I think it'll be probably.
I mean, they just haven't been
close
impressive.
game. I don't
man.
think they're going to blow them out. Toledo's a good
Tennessee
team.
has not been impressive whatsoever.
Yep. And we'll turn to San Diego State. Number 6 would play number 11 West Virginia right now.
I mean, West Virginia. How do they get in the
I'd love
tournament?
to see old Huggy.
How does West Virginia get in the tournament?
I don't know.
They're horrible. And who are they playing? Who are they
Maybe
playing?
they'll have a good.
Who they got them playing?
Maybe they'll have a good run in the Big 12 this week. They're playing San Diego State.
San Diego State's winning that game. You know, I had the Devils in a parlay tonight. They were up 4-2, and now it's 4-4 going into overtime with the freaking Coyotes. The Devils, it doesn't matter if I bet on them or against them. I mean, they are just a thorn in my side.
You need to add them to the list of teams we don't bet anymore. Just put them on the list. Next one, number 3, Gonzaga would play number 14, UC Irvine.
Irvine, I'd have to be getting 12.5, 13.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd get that many. Be interesting to see what the line would be for that game. Number 7, Kentucky would play number 10, USC.
Say that again.
Number 7, Kentucky would play number 10. What are you looking at over there?
Oh, I got all these guys talking to me about the Northern Arizona win.
Just
like I can't read that we just lost.
Talk to them later. Focus here. Number 7, Kentucky playing number 10, USC.
Oh, Kentucky. USC can't beat Kentucky.
Yep. And then number 2, Texas would play number 15.
Colgate, give me 15.5. I'll take Colgate.
All right. And then we'll jump to the East. It would be number 1, Kansas playing number 16, Howard.
Kansas is going to destroy them.
Yeah. Number 8, Illinois playing number 9, Pittsburgh.
Again, how does Illinois get in there? I mean, how does Illinois make the turn? I mean, the Big Ten.
Reading them all.
I mean, I just don't understand it. I don't.
We can jump to the next one. Number 5, Texas A&M playing number 12.
It's not going to be Bradley. It's going to be Drake. Drake destroyed him. Drake won that conference. I would take Drake. Who are they playing? Who's the 5?
Okay.
Drake beats
Texas
him outright.
Oh, okay. Number 4, Virginia playing number 13, Yale.
Give me Yale +6.
And then TCU, number 6, would play the play-in for the East, which currently sets at number 11, Michigan versus number 11, Mississippi State.
I swear, neither one of those teams deserve to be in the tournament or a mid-major. Just for the heck of it, I'd probably take Michigan in the play-in and then TCU. TCU is going to beat whoever one of those two buzzards they play.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, number 3, Arizona will play number 14, Furman.
Well, it's either going to be Furman or Chattanooga. That'll be the championship game tomorrow night. I would.
Yeah, this was updated this morning.
Yeah,
so
give me Furman plus 12-13. I'd take them.
Okay. And then you have number 7, Michigan State versus number 10, Memphis.
I don't know. Flip a coin.
All right. And then number 2, Marquette playing number 15, Vermont.
Say that again. Vermont and who?
Number 2, Marquette will play number 15, Vermont.
But Vermont, give me 9 and I'll take Vermont plus the point.
Okay. So right now, as it sits, like I said, updated this morning, but as of this morning, last 4 in would be Rutgers, Penn State, Mississippi State, and Michigan. First 4 out would be Oklahoma State, Wisconsin, Utah State.
Utah State
not in the tournament. I'm not sure. And then
Utah
North Carolina
State deserves to be in over all those teams. I mean, all those teams suck pretty much. So, I mean,
agreed.
What's it matter? Look, I just want Charleston and South Dakota State and Florida Atlantic, all 3 to get in, even if they don't win their conference. None of those teams that you just said deserve to be in over them. I don't want to hear about strength because, again, it's the narrative when it's convenient for us. You can't say the narrative of, well, they don't play anybody and then say Houston should be the overall number 1 seed. Because Houston, for darn sure, didn't play nobody, right? So, you can't have it both ways. Charleston, Florida Atlantic, Oral Roberts, those 3 teams, even if they don't win their conference, if you put them in, I don't care who else you put in. But if they don't win their conference because somebody had a hot night and they miss out, and you put one of them buzzards like Mississippi State or Michigan or Penn State, all that trash, they're all trash, right? It'll be a disgrace.
I agree with you for sure. All right, we will turn our attention to a little baseball news. I thought this was interesting. 2 things around the pitch clock. So Peralta, Yankees,
dude, that was like rapid fire.
Struck out a batter in like 20 seconds. And Scherzer talked about this a little bit, and he's actually the other part of that I have written down here. So he talked about this a little bit earlier last week, where he thought it was going to give pitchers more of an edge because they can completely control the pace, the tempo, quick pitching, and kind of catching batters off guard. I mean, Peralta, 3 quick pitches, had the batter completely off balance, strikes him out. I think you're going to see that more. I think it is going to give pitching a little bit of an edge, which is strange because baseball did the pitch clock thing, I think, to speed up the pace of game, but also to have more offense. I think what we've seen so far is this may have some of the opposite effect where pitching is even more at an advantage than it has been. Scherzer does get dinged, though, takes too long, gets a balk because the pitch clock expires on him. He did ask for a little bit of clarification, like, is it as soon as it hits 0, do you have 0? And then
like I said, is it like the NFL clock or
basketball? It hits right. Yeah. So he did ask some clarification on that. Need to get that worked out. But we're seeing this pitch clock thing obviously continue to be a huge story in spring training. I don't like it. Call me old fashioned. I don't think baseball needs it. I don't have a problem if the games are longer.
My thing is, I don't.
I'm not sitting down to watch a baseball game going, well, this better be over in 2 hours. Like, you're sitting down to watch the game.
Well,
I don't give
my
a shit
question's going to be, you want more scoring, but now you've given the pitchers all the advantage because you can't do
that's what
shift,
I said.
And you got this pitch clock. I mean, Peralta just worked that dude. I mean, he didn't have a chance to think. So it'll be very interesting. Look, maybe it ends up being a great thing. I don't know. We'll let it play out. Obviously, nobody asked her, but I guess my thing is your whole thing is you wanted more scoring because this past year pitchers dominated yet again. So you want more scoring, and all the rules are going to prevent more scoring. So again, it's like the Mets general manager. Wait, we spent too much money. Crap. Fire somebody.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to have the intended effect. I mean, it's going to make the game a little shorter, but I don't think it's going to spark offense. So be interesting to see how this plays out. We're going to turn our attention to a little UFC news. We had UFC 285 this weekend. I think the big headline out of this one, Jon Jones, new heavyweight champion. He wins via a first-round submission, calls out Stipe after that fight. Obviously, Jones bulked up quite a bit for this one, looked great. I think the talk around Jones has always been like, is he the greatest of all time? It's just, can he stay out of trouble long enough to continue to fight at a rapid pace? It looks like he wants to fight Stipe next, so that's the next heavyweight fight on his mind. It'll be interesting to see if he stays at heavyweight after that, if he continues, or if he's going to fight Stipe and then be done. But great performance from him. He looked great. Looked great at that weight. So really, really good fight out of Jon Jones. He can definitely hold his own.
Guys keep asking me about UFC, but I just don't have time, nor do I have the interest. So you're going to have to get on that for him.
That's why I'm here.
Well, you didn't give him any winners for this
next
past
one,
weekend. So where were you on that, Captain Save-A-Ho?
Well, so I wanted to take Jones, but he was minus 185, and I was like, do I want to lay 185? I figured Jones would win the fight. I was confident in that, but that's a lot of juice. Minus 185.
Just ask the North Carolina Tar Heels.
The only reason I didn't. Yeah, just a little hefty there. So that's the only reason I didn't. So the next one here, Alex Grasso upsets Valentina Shevchenko, 4th round submission. This will be the first female Mexican champion for the UFC. So awesome for her. I mean, she kind of mauled Shevchenko throughout this fight. The 4th round submission, she had her in a choke, and I mean, she just went to work. Great win for her. Obviously, Shevchenko's been great in that flyweight division for a long time. Been very good. But now they have a new champion in Alex Grasso. And then the other one for the night that caught my attention, Shavkat Rakhmonov submits Jeff Neal to win 17th straight. This guy has fought in 17 fights. He's 17-0, and that is 17 finishes. So nobody has been able to go the distance with this guy. He has been phenomenal and continued. He put on a hell of a performance Saturday night. So those were my takeaways from the UFC. I thought it was a good card. Jones looked great. Shevchenko, hate to see her drop, see if she kind of comes back after that tough loss, but awesome for Alex Grasso. And then Rachmaninoff has just been an absolute monster in his fights so far and continues with that submission win. Turn our attention to a little Formula One. First race of the season was today at Bahrain. Max Verstappen wins with ease. Red Bull, obviously the class right now. Perez second. A surprise, Aston Martin and Fernando Alonso taking the third spot here. Aston Martin had been really, really strong in preseason testing. We kind of could tell from that they had a car that was going to be able to compete a little bit. And Alonso looked great, so great podium for him. The American, Logan Sargent, I thought a very, very impressive performance for him today. Held his own, finished 12th, looked really, really good, kept pace with his teammate. I know there's been a lot of talk over the years about having an American driver in F1. Awesome to see it. And then great to see him come out and perform well today. I thought he did a great job. And then rough start for McLaren, 2 DNFs. Both their cars go down with issues today, not the way McLaren wanted to kick off this season. So they're going to have to bounce back in the next race. Tough break for them to start. Tough break for Haas too. They looked, the American team had some pace in practice and qualifying. And then their race pace just was not there. Haas needs to kind of clean it up here before the next race rolls around. I think they have some potential in this car, but just need to kind of get that race pace together. And we kind of saw this with them last season. Have pace in practice, have pace in qualifying, get the race trim, and the car's just not there. So they definitely have some work to do. Would like to see the American team kind of make some noise this year in the midfield. So it'll be interesting to see how that continues to roll. We will jump into a little NFL news. Obviously, we had the combine. That's been the big talk over the last week. One of the big things that's come out of that, we finally have Bryce Young's size measurements. I know a lot has been talked about his height, weight, size. Can he compete at the NFL level? I think he clocked in like 204 pounds. 5'10", 204?
5'10" and 3/4.
So he is a smaller quarterback. 5'10" and 3. I can't forget the 3/4.
75 cents. Get one more, you got $1.
Yep, absolutely. I think
Thought I'd help you out there. Did you see it?
the 5'10" and 3/4. Obviously, I think most of your linemen are really tall. Is he going to have some issues there? The weight wise, 204. I think in college, the last weight I saw him was 190, 195. I mean, he's a smaller guy.
Does that
the
affect
game?
does
The
that
NFL
affect
game,
where
they
you think
really
he should go? I'm interested to hear this.
No, actually, I don't necessarily think it affects where I think he should go. I think naturally when you come out of college and you jump into the NFL game, the weight program is going to be different. The nutritional program is going to be different. He's going to put on some muscle. He's going to put on some weight. I do think the NFL game, obviously, they are very, very serious about protecting the quarterback. So he's going to have some of that as well. I don't necessarily think the size is going to make me think he can't play at the NFL level. I don't think it affects necessarily where I think he's going to go. Yeah, would I like for him to be 6'3", 225, 230?
Should he still go
maybe,
number one overall, in your opinion?
Should he still go number one overall?
If you're picking at one and you're this is 2-part question. If you're picking number one,
if I'm the Bears, I'm not picking him.
So what are you doing? Are you trading the pick if you're the Bears?
Yeah, I would trade out, get what you can for it. If I'm the Bears are in a position where they're trying to build. They need as many picks as they can get to be able to do that. There's not a player at number one from Chicago's perspective that I think I would keep that pick. I would trade and try to, get a couple for it. Put yourself in a better position to get more picks throughout the night. And I think Chicago will trade the pick. I do not expect Chicago to be picking at one when the draft kicks off. I don't know. Do I think he should be the first quarterback off the board? It depends on who's picking number one. I mean, really.
All right. So should
is that team in dire need of a quarterback?
Should he be the first quarterback taken? And then if not, who should be the first player taken?
I mean, I think you can make the argument he could be the first quarterback taken. I like him over Stroud.
I think we're making way too much of a deal about his size. I said it his first year at Alabama. The way he talks, the way he walks, the way he carries himself. He's from the Nick Saban school, all that. And then to see his performance, there's absolutely no way that anybody can convince me that Bryce Young shouldn't be the number 1 overall pick. Okay? And you can say, well, he's worried about getting hurt. Well, he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. Right? I can't. He hasn't had injury issues to this point. I know it's a bigger, stronger, faster game. And you might say, well, what's the difference in him and a Zach Wilson? Well, it's above the shoulders for me is the difference. And the character. And Bryce Young's character, his leadership.
Agreed.
I would give him the keys to my franchise in a heartbeat. And I think if either you're Houston sitting there at 2 or you're the Colts or Raiders back there, you got to do what you got to do to move up and get him. Right? So, because, I mean, without him playing a snap, I'd take him over half the league right now. Easily. I mean, me and you've done this exercise a million times on the show. There's not many good quarterbacks. There's just not.
There's not a lot. Yeah, I think if you're the Raiders or the Colts and you're sitting there at 1, absolutely you're taking.
Yeah, I mean, now,
absolutely.
You know, I get.
So
I mean, I just feel like
if you're a team with a quarterback,
I feel
I'm
like
taking
you're
defense.
getting a guaranteed thing with Bryce Young. He's a guarantee. He's going to be a solid.
Yeah.
Stroud, I don't know. I've never seen anybody out of Ohio State do anything that was quarterback. Anthony Richardson looks like
I'd rather have Young.
like a physical specimen. I get it. I get what everybody's in love with. He looks fantastic. Just something in my gut tells me he's not a starter in the NFL. I get it. He's got the cannon. He's got the body. He's blowing them away. Just something in my gut, man. I mean, I think for Richardson, God, he would have to go to the perfect situation. And unfortunately, when you got teams at the top of the draft, you don't find good situations. Like, the only place in that top 10 Richardson could go, and I'd be like, okay, now if he doesn't work out, it's going to be on him, would be Carolina. But if you're telling me he's Cam Newton, but with a better arm, I don't want any of that. Right? Like, because everybody's going to try to run Richardson and they're just going to get him beat up because they're going to think, oh, he's this great. Like, it's like Josh Allen. You keep running Josh Allen around, one of these days somebody's going to catch him and knock his block off, and it's going to be a totally different ball game for that kid. So I think Bryce Young is my number 1. Will Levis is my number 2. I would go Stroud 3rd because I see it. And then to be honest with you, I get all the hype on Richardson, but I think 2 guys that are sneaky are Max Duggan. I think he's like he's
Duggan a lot.
Sneaky good. Especially in the right. I mean, Max Duggan would go really good with the Commanders, I think. I would really like Max Duggan there. And then, you know, Aiden O'Connell, I think you can get him in the 2nd round. I really like Aiden O'Connell. Right? I think he can play well for you and be a really good quarterback. Thompson Robinson, I got no faith in him. I think he's more show than play. But look, I mean, Kyler Murray, for all of his ridiculousness, Bryce Young would be the same size as Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has the ability to be a really good quarterback in this league. He just doesn't have.
If he
that's
get
the
out
thing.
his own
Bryce
way.
Young's not going to get in his way. So how can you not
Absolutely.
take Bryce Young
I
with the
agree
number
with you.
one pick? You have to. I mean, if you're the Raiders, you got to trade.
Like I
up.
said, I think
Look, I think Washington, and I know I sound like a homer, they should go all in. How many draft picks is it going to take? 3 number ones? What do you want? That's all they're missing is the quarterback. They might as well go all in.
Well, you tweeted some little chatter, and I've kind of seen it some other places, Lamar to Washington. We kind of talked about this weeks ago, how I thought that would be a good fit. Especially now that they got Bieniemy as the offensive coordinator. It'd be interesting to see Bieniemy and Lamar. We talked about those two matching up with the Colts and how we like that idea. If Washington could figure out how to get Lamar, that would be interesting too.
That's not going to happen.
For Lamar, the Ravens may give him the non-exclusive tag, so they would have the opportunity to match or beat any offer that he gets from another team. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one develops. I do not think Lamar Jackson is a Baltimore Raven at the start of next season. It's just going to depend on where he goes. I don't think he stays in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing just gets... now, if you're Baltimore, I think his value is going to be the highest before the draft. Right? I think after the draft, I mean, look, anybody's going to trade for Lamar anytime, but man, when you just look at, I think his capital is going to be the highest now. I mean, the Boston Celtics can't make a layup. Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You need to stop watching sports right now.
I'm
Focus
focused.
it in.
I'm focused on
Reel it
Brick
in
City
for me,
when it
baby.
comes to layups.
Focus.
The Lakers should have never got.
All right, we'll jump to the next one
never
here.
gotten rid of Julius Randle. He's exactly what I thought he'd be coming out of Kentucky.
Yeah. We'll jump to the next one. And some interesting rumblings here. Could Baker Mayfield be a match for the San Francisco 49ers? I don't hate this. I really do not hate it.
Well, all I want to say is,
With
all
Kyle
I wanna
Shanahan,
say
I
is,
think this could
all
actually
you
work.
people that are out there in denial on social media and all that stuff. I love Brock Purdy. You're an idiot. Brock Purdy's a starting quarterback in this league. Look,
Yeah,
Brock
I've seen that a
Purdy,
couple
if
times.
he was a starter, they wouldn't be checking out Baker. If Brock Purdy, and look, a team, listen, this is no
Agreed.
difference in relationships, folks.
Poor Baker.
If you take somebody out on a date and then they ghost you, or even worse, you take them home and then after y'all do the deed, they ghost you, and then you see them posting pictures hanging out with somebody else, to think they still are going to answer the phone if you keep trying them, you're in denial. If somebody's action shows you all you need to know, the 49ers know. They know in their heart of hearts that they made a huge mistake with Trey Lance. They know he's not a starter. And they didn't make a huge mistake. They made a great draft pick in Brock Purdy, but they know Brock Purdy is a forever 49er and would be a really serviceable backup, but he's not going to win him a chip. Not gonna, and I get it. We all want to love Brock Purdy, and I love Purdy. He's a good kid. He's easily likable. His family's awesome. His girlfriend's awesome. How he carries himself's awesome.
Yeah.
How George Kittle's hyping him up and Purdy just stands there like a 12-year-old like this. Right? He's just such a great kid, but he's not a starting quarterback. He can come in and win you games.
Yeah.
He's not a starter. Put Brock Purdy on the open market. Daniel Jones has more suitors than him. It's just a reality. Don't be in denial. Don't be a prisoner of the moment. Okay? Listen, just rewind. That 49ers team has played the same, whether it's been Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard. I can't remember the other guy. The only difference is Garoppolo took him to the Super Bowl. But all those other guys have won game. They've been winning games with second and third string quarterbacks forever. If they thought Brock Purdy was the real deal, why in God's name would they be entertaining Baker Mayfield?
Hey, I think old Baker's got some tread left on the tires with a good coach. Let's see what old Baker can do.
God.
Hey, he looked good with the Rams. He got with a coach, a good offensive mind. He looked good. Even you said he looked good with the Rams. Even you did. So you can't go back on it now. We have proof. You said it.
I did.
You did. You going back on it now?
I will say this.
I think with Shanahan and the offensive weapons they have in San Fran, Baker could
a
fit.
way better option than Purdy and Trey Lance. A way better option.
Agreed. I agree.
I just think if you're the 49ers and you're looking at
I agree
that,
with that.
why wouldn't you bring Carr in for, again, I just think Derek Carr in San Francisco is like, oh, that's got Super Bowl written all over it. Like, blows me away. But I also think that Dallas should be on the phone with Baltimore.
Well,
but hey, whatever. Dallas, I mean, 1 week it's CJ Stroud. The next week we're all in and want to sign Dak.
It's
Prescott.
Dallas. Why?
Jerry Jones, you're going to die
it's
without
Dallas.
even sniffing a Super Bowl. That's all he wants in life. You're going to die and not get it because Dak ain't it. Dak ain't it. He's a great guy. He's a great locker room guy. I would have Dak on my team if that's the best thing I could get. He's the NFL Man of the Year. He's a stand-up man, a man of faith. I really like Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is never hoisting not even a championship trophy, much less a Lombardi. The only time he'll touch one is if he's at the Hall of Fame and touches the one in the exhibit like I did. That's it.
Yeah. You're not wrong. So on that Derek Carr note, it's actually interesting. So we talked about 3 teams being in on him: Panthers, Saints, Jets. Reportedly, there's at least 2 other teams that are interested in Derek Carr. Now, the names of those 2 teams weren't released, but at least 2 more teams. I mean, if you're Washington, you have to be interested. If you're San Fran, you have to be interested. If you're the Colts, you have to be interested.
The Giants?
If you're the man, we'll get to that one in a second.
Let me.
But all these teams should be interested in Derek Carr. I mean, any team right now that needs a starting quarter,
they're not picking
Miami.
up the 5th-year option on Tua. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? They know he can't make it.
They said they're not sure. They said they're not sure.
Not sure means no.
He's not going to Miami.
Not sure means no.
Whatever. Move on to the next one. But no, I think if you're San Fran, if you're the Colts, if you're the Commanders, these are all teams that need to be making the call to Derek Carr. Because I think he's a good fit for all.
The Saints make no sense.
I mean,
the Saints
he should have more than just
the Saints make no sense.
No, I mean, you cannot go to New Orleans unless they're like it's a free beignet and gumbo for life type of deal. Other than that, I don't think there's any. Huh? I just continue to worry about your brain. I do. I don't
look. How about
they're really not a warm beignet with some like powdered sugar and like this vanilla cream on top. Oh God!
Look,
so
Aaron Dolan wants me to make her a beignet. I'll make her a beignet. Why? What? Let me ask you this.
Right,
Hold on. I'm not done.
We'll jump to the
Stop
last
it.
one here. You mentioned dimension.
Listen.
God. Well, then focus on the show instead of daydreaming about things that will never happen.
She loves me.
Ever.
He loves me.
Never. I love you. Not going to happen.
You can say that, but that's not what her eyes tell me when I'm watching her on TV. So listen, in all seriousness.
Yeah,
she does. Stop speaking that way to me on live radio. What is wrong with you?
Oh my!
You have your head examined. Anywho, Hal, I think there's something brewing with the Rams.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of negative reports.
A rebuild?
No, I think Matt Stafford could get shipped out in the middle of the night. No, traded.
Like,
no trade. Like, I think.
Who's taking Matt Stafford?
I don't know, man. The Rams, it isn't all chummy there with him and McVay like it was when he got there.
No, and I think Matt Stafford, for me, is a perfect example, and we've talked about it. When some players just don't know when to say enough. Like, Matt Stafford's been beat up a hell of a lot in his career. He had a long one. He finally gets his ring right off into the sunset as a champion. Because now You came back last year. You got injured. You weren't able to play a full season. You're probably not going to come out and play a full season next season. Let's be realistic. I get it's the game you've played your entire life, and I understand it's difficult and scary to go off and do other things. But it's over. It's over. You're not getting back to another Super Bowl. Not with the Rams. I mean, they're about to be in full rebuild mode, right? If you're Matt Stafford, after you win the Super Bowl, hey, I got my ring, I'm done. There's nothing else to like. The only thing you'll have a few years where you get paid, but he's gotten paid. It's not like he hasn't had big contracts throughout his career. I just think some of these players need to know when it's time to hang it up and walk away. I think Stafford's one of those.
Well,
I don't.
Here's the thing: is anybody gonna?
If they trade him out, where's he going and how healthy? I mean, what Stafford are you getting at that point? Like, what does he have left in the tank? It can't be much.
No, I mean, I guess my thing is like, I just think there's a chance he gets traded, man. Man, Julius Randle's just a beast.
But where would he go? Where do you think?
Well, there's plenty of teams that might think he's still got something left in the tank. Here's my other question: that there's been a lot of rumblings and talk about. Does Detroit draft a quarterback even after the way Goff is played?
We talked about this. How old is Goff?
Like 32,
30,
31, something like that. Early 30s.
I mean, if you
because you reset the clock and you can put more
draft.
players around a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud, trade a Goff, get more picks. I mean, would you do that if you're Detroit?
I mean, you could trade him.
I don't think.
I would almost bring in a quarterback to sit behind him for a couple years. If you're going to do it that way. I don't think there's a good enough quarterback in the draft that I would start over Goff right now. I mean, maybe a Bryce Young, but they're not getting Bryce Young, right? They're not trading up to the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick. So at that point, I think you keep Goff. Now, if you want to trade a second or third round quarterback, we talked about there being some value in the later rounds at the quarterback position. Do you bring one in? Do you have them set behind Goff for a couple years and learn? I could see that as being a viable option, but drafting a quarterback to replace Goff right now, I don't see.
Yeah, I get resetting the clock and you can put more players around because the quarterback's cheap. I just think I think you still roll with Goff. I mean, I think Detroit's dangerous with Goff.
I agree.
I mean, they're not golfing around.
I do too. I don't think there's any reason to move off of him. Yeah. All right, we'll close with this one that continues to just get weirder every time I read about it. So it was reported, I think we talked about it a week or so ago, that Daniel Jones wanted $45 million a year. The report out in the last couple of days said, no, Daniel Jones wants over $45 million a year.
What are you going to do, Giants?
I don't know what he's smoking, but it must be some real good stuff. There is nobody in their right mind that is going to pay Daniel Jones $45 million a year, much less over 45. Like, who is feeding him this? There's no chance. No team is paying him that. He's not worth it. He's not worth $30 million a year. I'd pay him 25. What has he proved?
Let me tell you something.
So I don't understand.
One of those teams in the Derek Carr sweepstakes, I don't think you said 2 were unmentioned. I don't think it's San Francisco. But I do think one of them's the Giants over the Redskins even. I think Brian Dable knows. I mean, look, the guy threw 15 freaking touchdown passes last year. I mean,
and he wants over 45
your career.
Million. How much does Patrick Mahomes make? What's it like 45,
your career
48?
was over until Brian Dable showed up. So I think they should franchise Saquon and try to work out a team friendly deal. And then I think they need to go find another quarterback. Look, I would rather have Baker than Daniel Jones. I mean,
here's the thing. He wants over $45 million a year. Patrick Mahomes, 2-time Super Bowl champion and MVP, makes $45 million a year. You really think you're worth that? He's high out of his mind.
This is how bad franchises just ruin the league. Cleveland did a horrible thing with Deshaun Watson. And then you got freaking Denver and the Cardinals follow it up with something stupid with 2 buzzards giving them big deals. Now everybody thinks they should get it, and they just don't. They just shouldn't. Listen, if I'm an NFL owner, again, if I don't have one of the top 6 we always talk about, and even after 6, 7 through 10 is your Cousins, Golf, Carr. Even if I got one of those guys, I'm drafting a quarterback every year. I'm building a team. I'm getting skilled guys and a great defense, great offensive line. And I'm just drafting rookie quarterbacks every year until I find a guy that can be in that top 6, 7.
Yep.
Because it is not, I am not giving Daniel Jones 40 plus. I'm not giving Dak 40 plus. I'm not giving Tua 40 plus.
No.
I'm trying to think of who else is going to be. I'm not giving Mac Jones that kind of money. I'm trying to think of other stars. Just bear with me. I'm not giving Kenny Pickett that kind of money. I'm just not, if you're not Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar, who else? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, I said Josh Allen. I'm missing one, though. Missing one. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, my boy.
Your boy.
Those if
Sunshine.
it ain't one of those 7, sorry, you ain't getting 40 plus out of me. I'll go draft a rookie quarterback, and I'll go get better players to put around them, and I'll have just the same record, if not better. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I just think for Daniel Jones, him and the people he has put around him to help him through this process are delusional. And Daniel Jones, if you can look in the mirror and honestly tell yourself that you are worth as much as Patrick Mahomes, you are out of your mind and need help. Just a fact, Jack. Sorry. There's no world in which you are worth that much money. I haven't seen it. I mean, you haven't showed much of anything since you've been in the league. I mean, yeah, the Giants made the playoffs this year and then got throttled by the Eagles, and he played atrocious football. I mean, Daniel Jones looked awful in that game. So I just don't see a world in which any team, if the Giants aren't going to give him that kind of money, there's no other team that's going to sign up and give him that kind of money.
Somebody stupid.
I mean,
would.
You're talking top 5 quarterback in the league type money.
Yeah, somebody stupid would.
Nobody's paying him 45.
Somebody
million,
stupid
dude.
would.
I'd rather draft
somebody
a quarterback.
desperate will do it. Somebody desperate will do it. I mean, they just will.
You'd have to be really desperate.
I mean,
I
can see the Raiders doing something stupid like that. I could see. I just could. I mean, that's just something the Raiders.
45
they
million
would do. That's
plus.
just something they would. I could see the Saints doing it.
Mhm.
I mean, they're a train wreck. I could see
They're
the Falcons doing it.
They're already cap strapped.
I mean, there's teams that would do something stupid like that.
I just don't think he's worth it. I think you have a better chance. I'd rather have a Max Duggan. I'd rather
take Duggan. I'd rather
Try to
take
build a
Jake
team
Hayner.
around
I'd
him.
rather take Aiden O'Connell. I mean, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of quarterbacks out there I'd rather take, and again, if they don't work, then you just draft another one the following year, right? So I just think that's where you go with it. I think the biggest thing is, again, owners and GMs and coaches are going to have to stand up and be like, hey, we can't do this. I mean, if we do this, I mean, you're talking about strangling your franchise for Daniel Jones. I mean, what Dallas has did with Zeke and Dak is just beyond me. Just beyond me. So.
Yep, I agree. All right, with that, I think we'll jump to a little Jon's betting corner. You got anything to send us off to start the week? Any words of wisdom? Motivational.
4-3 yesterday, 4-3 today. We finished the week 16-16, but we lost some money with juice. But, you know, if a bad week is 500, I'll sign up for that. Now, if that's not good enough for you, then go find somebody that's under 500 every week. So, but, you know, 500 wasn't what I wanted. I mean, this Eastern Washington buzzer beater, that hurt. You look at this week, we had the Lightning blow it in overtime. We had Penn State kill us both when we bet on them and bet against them. I mean, you flip those 4 games around. It's funny, you flip those 4 games around, and now all of a sudden you're, well, hold on. We're 15-15. You flip those 4 around, you're 19-11, and I look like a hero. So, you know, it's just a part of the process. Like I said, I'm not going to win every week. I'm not going to win every month, right? That's just the reality. If you think you're going to win every night, all you're going to do is mentally crush yourself, and then you're going to end up getting rid of me, which would be the dumbest thing you ever do, because then I would say, how much money did you make before me? Right. So again, it's just like the stock market, and I get it. It's more, it's more on a pedestal, or, you know, now that you got conference tournaments and all that here. But look, you got to ride it. You got to ride the wave. You got to trust the process. Your money management has to stay the same. And look, if discipline is such a funny thing, and you being upset about going 15-15 is how the books will win. Because here's what it is. The books, whether it's a bookie, the sports books, the gambling apps, I just call them the books in general. They are counting on, they don't even care if you hit them for 50 or 100 grand. I mean, we had a guy that was up over 200 grand and lost it all in blackjack. Because the books are counting on, doesn't matter how much he wins, none of them are disciplined, they're all going to give it back. They're banking on you being an idiot and being impatient. They're playing the long game. So you have me, again, nothing to write home about, right? But we're 286 games over, I think, now after the past 2 days, right? Not the season high. Season high was 288, right? I think. Something like that. So we're 286. 280.
What was that?
286 games over.
Yep.
Takes a tremendous.
We were at 289, I think was the season high,
I think. Right? Either way, we're 286 now, I believe. So to be that since April 1st, and again, I only promote 150. But even 150 people, the books are going to count on, they'll get sideways, they'll get reckless, they'll have a week where again, it's all together, folks. You need somebody that can pick consistent winners. I can do that. You can't. If you could, you wouldn't need me, right? And I get it. Oh, we went 15-15 this week. I lost money. Yeah, you did. You're going to lose money out of the 52 weeks, probably 12 to 15 of them. You're going to lose money or finish 500 2 to 3 months out of the year. Again, it's just like your stocks. I can't say that enough. That's the easiest comp to it is stocks, right? And it's up, it's down. You're looking at it over the course of the year. The thing about me is I could just take your money and not really care, right? And again, I just want to be fully transparent and not rude, but for the amount of winners I give, people would be charging you ridiculous amounts, okay? But I care about the long game. I care about not just your success, but what you're going to do with it. That's why the list of whys are so important to me, right? So we're playing the long game. I could care less. I was upset about the Eastern Washington thing. I personally have a play with the Celtics here with, I played a side bet myself, a little parlay. I'm waiting on the Celtics. So I care about it. Right. But I can't live and breathe with it. And just know I don't need the negativity. Like there's negative stuff in all of the world isn't ending because we went 15-15, folks. All right. If I went 2-15, all right, you have a reason to be upset. But you know what? I still got to go back to the overall body of work. And I can't wait. We're going to have a great tournament this next week with conference tournaments between that and the next 4 weeks of the tournament. But when April 1st rolls around, I can't wait. I can't wait because it restarts the clock. And if you're with me April 1st through March 31st, if you can be that disciplined enough to stay that long and follow the money management we teach and follow the mindset we teach along with the winners we give, and you do it, you'll see a pile of money sitting there at the end of the year. And then you'll realize, man, this is why. This is why Jon does what he does, talks the way he does, all that. So it's a process. And again, you have to follow it. I know everybody gets excited. Look, I'm excited too. I just told you, I want to make 20 times my money over these next 4 weeks. Why? Because there's good opportunities to do it. This is the one time where I'll lay all out, right? So, but, even the past 2 days, I've given out 7 plays, but there's been so many tough beats in there, right? I mean, the past 2 days are 8 and 6.
Oh, yeah.
The week is 15 and 15. But again, with just not even in the last 2 days, just when I went back early in the week, we could easily be 19 and 11 easily. So it's not like, it's not like I gave you William and Mary and we lost by 48.
Not like we're way out of it.
All right. I mean, give me a break. And again, a loss is a loss, whether you lose by 48 or you lose at the buzzer like Eastern Washington did. A loss is a loss. All I'm saying is you've got to play the long game and you have got to be disciplined. You've got to keep your mind right. It's just like in life. Everything in life is about mindset. I can't preach that enough. Your gambling, your spirituality, your health, your relationships with your significant other or your kids or your family or your friends. If your mind isn't right, if you can't keep your mind in a good place, whatever opportunities you have around you, whether it's me or a door God opens or your job or whatever, you'll ruin all of them because you'll be impatient and it'll never be good enough. So you got to get yourself in a mindset about, yes, I want to be here, but to get there, I got to do my part. And my part is just being still and letting people do what they do. All right. So sorry, a little bit of a sermon there, but absolutely. I think it's really important because we had to fight and claw to get back to 15 and 15. And again, we didn't make money. We probably lost, 1 to 2 units worth of juice, right? But again, 286 games over, even if I took out 20% for juice, which typically you take out 10, even if I take out 20%, I'm still well over 240 games over 500. I mean, give me a break. You know what I mean? So you have got to look at the whole body of work, and that's why I'm excited about the turn of the page April 1st. So now everybody can start seeing the results of the body of the work. Because some of you guys, you don't see it all because maybe you came in September, maybe you came in October, maybe you came in November, maybe you came December, maybe you came in January, maybe you came February, maybe you just got on this week. And so you don't understand it. Stick around and you'll understand it, because I got a group of guys that have been with me for 13, 14 years and they get it. I never hear a peep but thank yous. Why? Because now I got them up to the point they're betting so much money. It's stupid. Stupid. I should be betting what they're betting. Right. Absolutely. So process
one day. Want to give a quick shout out to Luke in Australia. We got an awesome message. Good night, mate. Australia. So happy that you're so happy you're enjoying the show. It means the world to us. It's been awesome being able to do this show and have the kind of response that we've had from people. Also sent over a list of whys, which is awesome. I think what Jon put out of send over your list of whys, because we talk about we're in this to help you. We truly are here to help you and help you achieve what you want to achieve. But it means the world to us. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks, Luke, for the message. Awesome to read. Made us feel awesome that we have that type of that reach, that people are listening to us and that you're enjoying it and having fun with the show, because we know we love bringing the show to you guys every week. So thank you so much. Thank you all for the support that you give. We appreciate it. It means the world to us. We're excited for this live show coming up this week. We'll be back with another episode for you guys on Thursday. You'll be with AJ and Jon. I will be actually at the Big 12 tournament, so I will not be on the next episode. But
you won't be on this week?
I'll be there Wednesday night.
Okay.
No. I'll be back on Saturday for that live show, but I'm going to go to the Big 12 tournament here, night 1, and have a little bit of fun. So if you're in the Kansas City area, going to night 1 of the tournament, shoot me a message. Love to talk to you guys, meet you guys while I'm out there. Like I said, just gonna be watching some basketball, drinking some beer. So if you're gonna be at the tournament, definitely reach out. But thank you for the support. We appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be back with another episode for you guys on Thursday. Hope you all have a wonderful week. And thank you so much.
Hey, love you, my winners. God bless you.